What's up, kinfolk? Have y'all ever noticed that almost always when there's a corrupt official in the environment, the public that follows that official will either A, mimic the actions of that corrupt official, or they will either B, becomes victims of the corruption led by that corrupt official. See, this is where we get this ideology, these sayings that you hear all the time. Follow the leader. Lead by example. Attitude reflect leadership. But see, here's another one for you that people fail to mention. And that is criminality is a learned technique. See, this is when you get a man to go into the prison and then come out something different than he totally was when he first came in. He could have went in a burglar. Now he's a drug dealer when he's back out on the streets. Better yet, what about a politician who was a thief, a convict that turned politician? Y'all, meet Tawana Brown out in North Carolina. Now this woman done jumped from prison uniform to expensive prom dress out at the city council. It's enough to make you wonder, are we really voting for leaders or are they just sticking people in place for us? Population control.
This morning, a councilman in Charlotte indicted for paying for lavish parties with COVID relief money. According to the United States Attorney's Office, Tawana Brown took more than $124,000 of pandemic relief, claiming to use the money on business expenses.
But y'all watch what this girl did with the money.
Instead, they say she spent thousands of it on lavish parties, including her 50th birthday celebration that included a horse-drawn carriage. Brown says she paid it back after she was told she was under investigation. Brown has already spent time in prison for fraud and is the only person to have been elected to the Charlotte City Council with that background. Brown could get up to 20 years if she is convicted of these new charges.
But see, here's the kicker. Do y'all remember me saying that criminality was a learned technique? Well, what I didn't add is that learning is best achieved when the learner has a attraction to the person that's teaching. Y'all, this woman done taught her babies how to rob and steal. Look at her sitting up here looking like a wig wearing what's her name off of the pancake syrup bottle. She deserves a PPP. Matter of fact, they should throw her and her daughters in the back of that paddy wagon on a prison ride and give them 20 years before they come back. And we'll see how fast they PPP all over themselves. Like I said in the beginning, attitude reflects leadership. Consider Memphis, Tennessee, y'all. Just last year, Memphis had over 100,000 crimes, and 250 of those crimes was by way of murder. However, crime rates have reportedly been dropped since the beginning of this year, 2025. Kinfolk, meet Edmund Ford Jr. out in Memphis. Y'all, this dude was doing the most. Check this out.
A sitting Shelby County commissioner accused of using your tax money in a bribery and tax evasion scheme. Now Edmund Ford Jr. has a trial date set for early next year. Fox 13 investigative reporter Kayla Solomon was in federal court for Ford's hearing today.
That trial date for now is set for January 20th, and prosecutors say they're expecting the trial to last about 2 weeks. Ford Jr. is accused of bribery, kickbacks from organizations who receive federal funding, and tax evasion. Federal prosecutors allege Ford used his position as an elected official to push through grant funding for multiple nonprofit organizations, and then used family businesses to profit from that funding. The indictment includes screenshots of text and online conversations with leaders from 3 organizations spanning back as far as 2018. That's when Ford Jr. was on the Memphis City Council.
Now, if attitude reflects leadership, then could the recent drop in crime be due to the absence of old Edmund Jr.? Y'all look at this I'm too ashamed to shave it off hairline wearing ass Negro. He looks like he was steal the calcium out of a hippopotamus titty milk. Some people are thinking that those reported drops in crime are suspect. Check this one out.
All right, real talk tonight with Memphis's top cop as new data shows crime down for the first 6 months of 2025.
New at 6, Chief CJ Davis says new technology could bolster even more results. But there's still a crime divide in this city between reality and perception.
New crime data shows the department's efforts may be working. Overall major violent crime down 17%. Murders, robberies, and aggravated assaults all seeing declines.
You know, when we put this story on the air, I know because I've done this before, I'm 100% going to get viewers who are not going to believe these numbers.
Yeah.
Who are going to say, I don't know where they're getting these numbers from, but that's not what's looking like in my community.
Yeah, well, and I believe those are going to be the people that no matter what, you know, even if those numbers go down maybe another 20%, they may not, especially if they continue to see it. You know, people believe what they see. If they can continue to see, you know, on social media, you know, some of the same things that are happening over and over again, they can take one incident and they see it on 5 different channels all week long. They're going to believe that crime is still a problem in our city.
See, what this suggests to me, y'all, is that old Edmund Jr. ain't the only corrupt official in that town. He's just the only one that got caught. But once again, leadership has a reflection on the community being led. Meet Township Trustee Kimberly Robertson of Gary, Indiana. See, everybody know this city due to it being the hometown of the famed singer Michael Jackson. However, when you do a Google search about this city, what you are going to find is that Gary, Indiana is one of the poorest states in the American Union. The American poverty rate on a national level is only about 11%, Joe. But in Gary, Indiana, the poverty rate is more than 33%. This is well above the national average, y'all. So y'all can just about figure out that this area can't afford a con man. But what did old Kimberly do? She took funding that was designated for the poor and paid her damn rent with it and other personal expenses. You see, kinfolk, her facial expression is saying it all to us. Check this one out. Yeah, I got that money. And they ain't getting a dime of it back either. I didn't make those kids poor. Hell, I need the money more than them. All I know is that if they fire me, they better hope I don't get my hands on that building fund before they do. Y'all, I'm laughing, but this is really a serious matter. We going to expose these corrupt politicians and city leaders from every angle of the spectrum as often as we can, as much as we can. Like I said, when corrupt leaders are in the vicinity, almost always there's a public reflection shown in some shape or form. Y'all travel well.